Hi, good morning, creatives. Happy February. Thank you for joining me today on today's virtual designer talk, where we'll be discussing white hot trends of 2023. I collaborate with architects, designers, and landscape architects during the design phase of a project to ensure that the material being specified is the most appropriate type of stone, finish, thickness, and size to accommodate the design intent of the project. Let's take a dive into the white hot trends of 2023. Our goals today will be to incorporate white while maintaining a cozy and inviting design aesthetic, selecting ideal material finishes for layering opportunities, and understanding the spectrum of white tones and how they affect the overall design concept. So, indoor outdoor living became a staple in residential households when COVID came into our lives and confined us to our homes. That's when the term staycation came about. So everyone started renovating their personal spaces to make it more conducive to their own personal lifestyle. And this in turn created a boom in the home renovations, and clients started revamping their backyards into their own private oasis to enjoy since they were stuck at home. When restrictions were lifted and people could get out, that's when you saw the hotels and restaurants renovating their spaces and creating more of an outdoor oasis environment. So the popularity of white marble has been soaring since about 2019. And not to disappoint, in 2023, the Natural Stone Institute selected Namib Bianco as their stone of the year. And this beautiful white marble got its name from where the stone is quarried, which is in Africa. And incorporating a white marble to an outdoor oasis with ivory undertones, such as this one here, that will create that warmth and welcoming invitation to guests. So for interiors, the trend of white marble for interiors is prevalent in kitchens and in bathrooms across the globe. White marble is known for its timeless attraction from classic to contemporary. The key to creating a seamless flow from inside to outside is easy to do when you have the right type of stone to complement the project's design. The current trend is a modern, clean look. The goal is to achieve a cool, crisp look with white that is inspired by nature. However, there is a balance needed to keep the space from having that antiseptic, hospital-like environment look. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the whites that will combine your interior and your exterior space in a harmonious way without having that hospital look. So here's a great way to break up the whites. This is showing you kind of like the modern white. If you, for number one, introduce other organic materials such as the warmth of wood, shown here in the tongue and groove ceiling under the covered patio. A second way would be by adding furniture in a darker color palette that will warm up the space. If everything is white, it will only feed into that antiseptic hospital look that will give that cold feeling to the space. So the third thing would be to introduce turf that will bring in both texture and color to the space. And selecting a white natural stone paver with warmer undertones of either a gray or a beige or both will also create a coziness. So this modern full design with aspen white marble pavers is a great example of how natural stone has beautiful varying shades within each stone that will offset the stark whiteness of it. Notice the subtle gray tones and striations found in this marble. The pattern shown here is a staggered running bond. The size of the stone is a 16-inch by 24-inch. Doesn't this pool look inviting? So here's another modern pool design with aspen white tumbled marble pavers. Clients say they want a white marble, but they don't realize that if they were to put a pure white marble on their pool deck, it would be blinding to the eyes as soon as you stepped out back. An all white color palette is just too bright in the sunlight, and it creates that cold, sterile feeling that we don't want. So using a white stone that has undertones of gray or beige will bring in that warmth to the space. So if you choose to cage in your pool deck, this will also help filter some of the light. White doesn't always have to be modern. You can create that transitional design concept. As you can see here, not everyone wants a rectangular pool, and having a free-form style pool has, it has an organic shape to it instead of the geometric shapes that have been, I've been showing you in the last few photographs. Taking the design one step further, how about installing the large format pavers as a herringbone pattern instead of a staggered running bond? That'll also feed into that transitional design a little more. Look how intriguing the modified herringbone pattern is in this large format design. It has a really cool look to it. So goal number 2, selecting ideal material finishes for layering opportunities. There are a few great options in material finishes for marble pavers that we manufacture for exterior applications in wet areas. They all pass the dynamic coefficient of friction testing for both commercial as well as residential projects. Each finish creates different textures that in turn either accentuates the beauty within the natural stone material, or it'll mute the overall true color of the stone. So the Bianca Biacella Extreme Grip Marble is in the sandblasted version of aspen white. The material is from the same quarry as aspen white. You can see the gray striations within the stone, but it appears much more muted. The sandblasted finish is what mutes the coloring of the stone. So just to give you an example here, notice how the aspen white appears warmer in tone, whereas the Bianca Biacella appears whiter and brighter overall. It's the sandblasted finish, like I mentioned, that makes the top of the stone whiter, and it mutes out the true natural stone coloring within the material. So if your design concept calls for a stone that has the most amount of slip resistance, is more white in color overall, is more monotone, then the Extreme Grip sandblasted finish is the perfect choice for your project. So here is a quarry photo of our team overseas selecting blocks for our next production run. They're giving us a thumbs up. Things are going good. And then I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was kind of crazy. It's a video showing you how heavy the marble blocks are during transportation. So I'm gonna click on this and show you how this looks. And you can see here how heavy the blocks are, that the machinery is literally off the ground on the back end. I thought that was kind of funny, so I just wanted to share that with you because they're transporting the blocks. Our team in Turkey hand selects the blocks for us based on our specifications, and then they tag the blocks that they select for us. Usually they write stone hardscapes on them, but this time it was cute what they did, so I wanted to share this with you as well.
Hi again. As you can see, the work is carrying on. And here we are, those are the new blocks just came out.
So on these blocks, they're writing the VP's name, which is Pamela, and they also write the production manager's name, not production managers, but purchasing manager's name as well, Bruna. They write it on the blocks, and then they also write stone hardscapes as well. But I thought it was cute. It was funny, and I wanted to show you how beautiful these blocks are. So we're looking forward to having these blocks produced into papers and sent over to us. So moving along, I wanted to show you a video of the sandblasting process and what the stone goes through, so you can kind of get an idea. So here they're taking the white marble that has some gray veining running through the stone. You can kind of see it here when they do a pass through of it. You see the gray striations throughout the stone. So now they're putting it through the machinery that is going to be sandblasting it. The stone has the gray veining running through it, but it's predominantly white, the color of the stone. And as it goes through the machine, the sand is blasted on the top of the stone. And as they brush off the excess, which they'll do in a moment, you'll see them shake it off and then brush off the rest of the sand that was on the stone. You can see that the finished outcome appears more white. Just like I mentioned earlier, it mutes out the natural coloring of the stone and makes it more monotone. So it's quite amazing how much the sandblasted finish affects the overall look of the stone. This material is gray, but when sandblasted, it looks white with gray undertones. The Ice Extreme Grip marble is a great option for a very contemporary pool design. Here's the ice marble in the tumbled version, just so you can kind of see the color difference, whether it's tumbled and sandblasted. You can see the organic state of the material comes through in the tumbled version. So now I'll discuss a little bit about the leathered finish. The leathered finish is a combination of both sandblasting of the stone and then brushing it to create a unique textured look. So first it goes through the sandblasting process, and then it's run through the brushing process to kind of like smooth it out a bit. And that's what creates that unique and interesting texture on the material. Have you seen the leathered finished countertops before? It's along the same lines of that. And the brushing process brings back some of that natural coloring of the stone, so it's not so washed out anymore. Bianca Riccara is a beautiful white and gray marble with hints of subtle crimson hues as shown here. So let's look at the leathering process. So the sandblasted material is undergoing that brushing process to complete the leathered finish look. And the stone that's undergoing this process at the moment is the ocean blue leathered marble. So it has the hints of gray in it as well. And later I'll show you a few pictures of the ocean blue. So with the Bianca Ricara leathered finish, if your home has like those Carrara marble countertops in the kitchen with like white cabinetry, then walking outside to this natural stone, Bianca Ricara leathered on the pool deck, it really creates a lovely transition from the interior to the exterior, don't you think? So I wanted to share this photo with you to show you the gray undertones. Keep this material from being a little bit too white in the sunlight. It kind of mutes it out and it keeps it from being so white. If you've been around a while, you're familiar with pool decking. That was all the rage back in the day. Why the white was a very popular pool decking color, but it was also very, very bright on the eyes, if you remember. The Bianca Ricara is truly the perfect color when you want a white pool deck, but you don't want it to be blinding without having to wear sunglasses every time you step out onto the pool deck. As you can see, the Bianca Ricara has a white base with the gray and crimson veining flowing through the material. This brand new material added to our exclusive Stone Hardscapes product offering is available in both the leather and extreme grip or sandblasted finish. So you can go either way depending on what your design intent is. And if you remember earlier, I mentioned Aspen White Marble is from the same quarry as the Bianca Biacella. So as you can see here, the leathered finish on the left looks remarkably similar to the tumbled Aspen White. However, the leathered finish of the Bianca Biacella has a distinctive texture. It's like a finish that you can feel, it's different. Notice how white and muted the gray veining appears in the extreme grip version of Bianca Biacella. Which one do you like? So Venetian white is a modern twist to one of the most desirable color palettes. A sandblasted white marble paver with movement within the stone that's brought to life with hints of crimson and golden veining. A trending contemporary design concept for a seamless flow from interior to exterior with a nod to golden Carrara marble. A lot of clients are using golden Carrara marble for countertops within their homes, for kitchens, as well as tile. So if you're doing the interior in something like golden Carrara, then you'll love the way the Venetian white marble pavers flow to the exterior of your home because it'll have those same colors flowing through them. Stay tuned for finished installations of this one because this is so new. We don't even have finished installations to show you at this moment. The trend is so hot for white marble and the demand is so high. Here's another white marble we're producing in both leathered as well as the sandblasted finishes. It's the Mugla white. The name comes from where it's the quarry that it's from. Notice once again, the finishes change the overall appearance of the stone to fit the project's design intent with this white hot trend. I can easily see this material being popular for resort hotels, interiors and exteriors. Don't you think? So the third goal and the last goal is that the decorating possibilities with white are endless. I've been discussing the undertone colors of the white marble pavers and how they affect the overall project's design. The warming layers that I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, the tongue and groove wood underneath the covered patio, organic materials as accents or furniture used in wood or wood-like finishes create that warmth within the space. So understanding that spectrum of white tones and how they affect the overall design concept is super important. Designing with white can be stunning, but if you get it wrong, it can feel cold and impersonal. When working with white for an exterior environment, you have to consider how the sun and the shade will play that important role on how the white will look during various times of the day. So for example, if the deck faces south, the sun will be bright throughout the day. as you can see in this picture, this was a south-facing project. For eastern sun exposure, the first part of the day will be bright. Therefore, the whiter the material is, the brighter it will be. Consider using a stone with undertones of cream or gray to help keep that blinding white that I spoke about earlier. I've had clients come into the showroom and say, I want white. And then they walk over to the Extreme Grip Crema Bella and say, like this. Clearly, the Crema Bella is a cream-based color, but because of the sandblasted finish, it mutes out and whitens up the top of the stone. The Crema Bella Extreme Grip Marble creates a softness and a warmth to the space. And this color is perfect for a serene and like calm environment. And I'm showing you this one in particular because this home faces east. So the decision to use a stone with a cream base was a good choice to eliminate the possibilities of having too much glare and brightness. Remember, if you have the right mixture of texture, shape, and natural light, then a white outdoor oasis can be both cozy and inviting. Introducing shades of subtle variations in tone will enhance the overall project by bringing in depth. The ocean blue marble paver shown here has gray and white undertones. This could be a gorgeous addition to any backyard retreat. It's another new material to add to our exclusive line. And these white paver options are perfect for both commercial as well as residential design. So ocean blue is an option, sandblasted or leathered, depending on how you want it to look. We're here to make your specification process easy, as well as bring your natural stone designs to fruition with both function and beauty. If you have questions about today's topics or would like to discuss an upcoming project of what would work best, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can feel free to either email me or give me a call. Either way, happy to help. As always, we welcome your feedback and topic suggestions and are here to help create your best design. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you and your next white hot trending natural stone pool deck design. Until then, stay healthy and creative, and I'll see you in March. Have a great one, everyone.